It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Hey, and welcome to breaking news on travel and cruise industry news on this, the 18th day of July, 2021, coming to you with a story that actually broke late last night. A federal appeals court has sided with the CDC in a decision with a vote of 2-1. Federal appeals court has voted to stay a judge's decision ruling the Center for Disease Control and Prevention cannot enforce COVID cruise ship rules after today, July the 18th. The Circuit Court of the 11th District voted 2-1 in a win for the CDC in its fight with Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and the state of Florida. The state had sued the CDC, claiming the agency's restrictions on the cruise industry during the pandemic effectively blocked most cruises and harmed the state's livelihood. Earlier in July, the CDC asked a federal appeals court to put U.S. District Court Stephen Merryday's June 18th ruling on hold after he ruled in favor of Florida. Now, folks, remember through all of this, there's two separate issues. There's the issue that the CDC had overstepped its bounds. That was the original lawsuit that Florida filed. That's what Merryday was deciding on. There's also the secondary issue of the governor and the state of Florida passing a law that says the cruise lines cannot require somebody to be vaccinated, which is being called all sorts of shortened terms, but basically they can ask, but the passenger does not have to answer. So far, Royal Caribbean and Carnival have managed to get around this, but there's still the two issues. The appeals court ruling last night takes care of one of the issues. The CDC has not overstepped their bounds. At least that's the current ruling. The Court of Appeals for the 11th Circuit has not issued its opinions yet, but noted one judge dissented in granting the stay. In March 2020, the CDC stopped cruise ships from sailing in response to the coronavirus pandemic, which affected passengers and crew on many ships. Merryday, a Tampa-based judge, granted preliminary injunction that prevented the CDC from enforcing the order pending further legal action on the broader Florida lawsuit. Merryday's decision had meant the CDC could not enforce those rules for Florida-based ships and that they could be considered non-binding recommendations or guidelines, according to reports. The CDC imposed a 4-phase conditional framework on October 30th that would allow the cruise industry to gradually resume operations if certain thresholds were met. Cruise lines, including Royal Caribbean and Carnival, have been gearing up to return to sailing and have started sailing now under the agency's 4-part framework. Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings recently sued the state of Florida and Governor DeSantis again in a bid to end its ban on vaccine passports. The company said the ban violates federal law and contradicts rules set out by the CDC. So now the CDC is back in the driver's seat on the one issue. How's that going to affect the Norwegian lawsuit, which is dealing with the second issue? Who knows? But as of now, the appeals court sided with the CDC on a vote of 2-1. Who knows what Governor DeSantis is going to do? He can always appeal to the Supreme Court. And this thing can keep going for a long time yet. Who knows? But for now, things are going to continue under the guidance of the CDC. That's it for today's breaking travel and cruise industry news. Stay tuned to this channel for updates on this and many other stories. Later, y'all. I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you'd like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news,
Just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner. Hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chillie's Cruises.